Movies. We're back talking about movies once again, you know. I did like my top 20 best movies of 2023. Didn't do my top 20 worst movies of 2023, but to be honest with you, is there really enough movies out there that I watched last year in 2023 to make me go, hey, yeah, let's do a top 20 worst movies of 2023? Probably not. But anyway, you know, I have got a top 10. Actually, there's more than 10, but there's a top 10 of my most anticipated movies that are coming out both on streaming and in cinemas for 2024, which I want to talk to you guys about right now. Hello, Stevos. Welcome along to this YouTube video that you guys are watching. So without further ado, let's count down from 10 down to 1, and I will reveal what movies I'm looking forward to watching in 2024. You're watching Steve's Top 10 Anticipated Movies in 2024, right here on the YouTube channel SteveOfficial. Number 10. So, the first movie that I'm actually looking forward to at number 10 is actually a movie that's coming out on streaming services. It's been revealed to be releasing on Netflix a little bit later on this year. I'm not gonna lie, it is an animated movie, and to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie, over the last couple of years I've actually really enjoyed some of the animated movies that we've actually been given. I mean, think of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, for example. I mean, that movie was fantastic, and so was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. But the one that I am really looking forward to, which is animated, by the way, is Ultraman Rising. Now, Ultraman Rising, we have seen a little bit of like some sneak peeks at how the movie is going to look, and already I can tell that the animation in this movie is going to be looking rather gorgeous looking. So for me, I'm really looking forward to watching Ultraman Rising. I believe it's coming out in Netflix. I think it's been rumoured to be releasing in July. Don't hold me against that date, okay, or month, because it could come out sooner, it could come out later. All I know is this title is expected to release in 2024 on the streaming service Netflix worldwide. Number 9. And then at number 9, again, another movie that is going to be on the streaming service Netflix. And this one actually has now got a release date. This one is going to be dropping on Netflix on February 2nd. So be aware, in the next couple of weeks, when I do my movie wrap-up on a Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. UK time right here on my YouTube channel, SteveOfficial, in the next few episodes, I am going to be talking about this movie. It is up there in my top 10 anticipated movies. I'm not going to lie, it's actually a movie done by DreamWorks. Now, DreamWorks are the animated studios behind the movies Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, and if you want to go out there, Flushed Away, Over the Hedge, Shark Tale, you know, just some of the DreamWorks animated movies that they've done in the past. But we have seen a trailer for this already. The trailer does exist out there on the internet. So if you do want to check out the trailer for yourself, feel free to go and check the trailer out as soon as you finish watching this YouTube video. But for me though, I feel like this is going to be one of those feel-good, family-friendly movies that you can just enjoy. You know, but yeah, in all seriousness though, at number 9, I'm really looking forward to watching Orion and the Dark. Number 8. At number 8, I mean, Alien Romulus. I mean, this had to be in my top 10, and the reason being is because, well, first of all, I've seen pretty much all the Alien movies that exist. I'm not talking just generally in sci-fi, but I'm talking about the Alien franchise, you know. I mean, when you've got, like, Alien, Alien 2, is Prometheus another one? I think Prometheus is another one, or whatever it's called. But, I mean, this one has already been, apparently it's had really positive reviews already from people who know about it, who have seen it already. Very lucky people if you've seen it already. But this one is up there as one of my most anticipated movies of the year because, well, it's another Alien film. And to be honest with you, let's think back to a couple of years ago. Disney did that movie called Prey, which was like kind of a prequel to Predator, I guess you could say. And I really hope and pray that at some point they do another, like, sequel. They do a sequel or something based on Prey, because Prey was absolutely amazing. But if anything, if Prey was anything to go by, and trust me, that film was great, especially the cinematography in it, then I'm really hoping that the cinematography is as strong in Alien Romulus as it is when they did the film Prey a few years ago.
Number 7.
And then at number 7, it's Bob Marley's One Love. Now, this is actually a music biopic. Now, I'm not going to lie, there have been a couple of musical biopics that I've really enjoyed. I do believe, actually, we are getting another musical biopic a little bit later on in the form of Amy Winehouse's Back to Black. And to be honest with you, I am more than likely going to see that movie in the cinema a little bit later on this year. But for me, though, Bob Marley, One Love, I've seen the trailer for this. There is a trailer. There's actually, I think, 2 trailers that exist out there on the internet. But, I mean, this one for me, though, I have seen the trailer for it. It does look pretty decent. It does look like it's going to be using some of Bob Marley's infamous work that, obviously, a lot of people will know and love, you know, especially the "Don't worry, do-do-do-do, about a thing, do-do-do-do, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright," and probably Buffalo Soldier and, you know, all of those songs. They'll all be in there. I'm sure they will. But anyway, Bob Marley's One Love is another film that I'm really looking forward to watching in the cinema in 2024.
Number 6.
Number 6 is a movie called Mickey 17. This is the poster, by the way, for Mickey 17. I mean, I don't really know a lot about it. I mean, I have got, what does it say? Mickey 17 is an expendable, I'm just going to grab my phone, is an expendable, a disposable employee on a human expedition sent to colonize the ice world, Niflheim. After one iteration dies, a new body is regenerated with most of its memories intact. Now, this film is directed by Bong Joon-ho, who has actually done the film Parasite in the past. Obviously, a lot of people really enjoyed that movie, Parasite, and he's also done another movie in the past called Snowpiercer as well. So, to be honest with you, this film does star Robert Pattinson, obviously star of Twilight, Batman, etc. And I mean, other than what I've just told you, I mean, I didn't really quite understand what that film was really about. Like, the plot doesn't really, like, the synopsis for that film didn't really give too much away. So, I don't know. I mean, this is up there anyway as one of my anticipated films of the year. And the reason being is because I don't know. I mean, I'm just curious to see what this film is like and how this film will play out. I mean, that's literally it. That really is it. And the fact it's also got Robert Pattinson in the lead.
Number 5.
We are back in the John Wick universe at number 5 because we have got the movie Ballerina. Now, this is set in the John Wick universe. This isn't like another John Wick movie. This isn't John Wick Chapter 5 or anything like that, okay? It's actually a prequel that is based in the John Wick universe. Now, given the fact that last year John Wick Chapter 4 was actually one of my favourite movies to watch in the last year, it's no surprise that Ballerina is up there as part of the top 10 most anticipated movies to watch this year, and this one is going to be coming out in cinemas a little bit later on this year. Really am looking forward to it. Will be very interesting to see whether Keanu Reeves does turn up in this to play the role of John Wick, because this is all set in the events before John Wick Chapter 4. It might even be set before John Wick Chapter 3, I don't really know. But what I can say, though, is I am looking forward to this movie. And, you know, it's great that they are expanding the John Wick universe without, without going further into, like, the future in terms of, like, you know, just basically doing John Wick for the sake of doing John Wick. There is other characters out there that they can explore in this universe. And I think it's great that they're doing that. I mean, like I said in my top 20 best movies of 2023 review a couple of weeks ago, I said that, you know, that we don't need a John Wick Chapter 5, Chapter 6, Chapter 7. We don't. We honestly don't. I mean, honestly, I'd be happy enough if John Wick Chapter 4 was left where it left off, and that's it, you know, and we never see John Wick again in a future movie, unless we see him in a prequel, something in a film where he can turn up and it's set, the events are set before the events of John Wick Chapter 4, if that makes sense. So if he does turn up in Ballerina, great. If he doesn't, okay. But at least we know as the audience that this is set in the world of John Wick. And don't forget as well, around about September last year, we did see on Amazon Prime Video, I haven't yet watched it to be honest, but they also did this TV series. It didn't really get a lot of chat on social media or anything like that, which I'm quite surprised. But there is a TV show out there called The Continental from the world of John Wick, which again is a spin-off and is set in the same universe as John Wick as well.
Number 4.
And then we are at number 4, and we have got the Dakota Johnson movie that is Madame Web, and I believe this is set in the Spider-Man universe, I guess. I mean, this is basically a character which is played by Dakota Johnson, who basically has visions of the future, and she can change the future and stuff like that. I'm not going to lie, I have seen a trailer. A trailer does exist out there on the internet, and already it does look really, really good. It also stars Sydney Sweeney as well. Her name is getting around at the moment in the movie industry. Obviously, she's just done a rom-com called Anyone But You, and she's now going to be starring in the Madame Web movie. I'm looking forward to it, I'm not going to lie. I mean, a lot of people will know Dakota Johnson from those 50 Shades of Grey films and stuff. But, yeah, I'm quite interested to see what she will be like playing. I believe she's playing a paramedic who ends up becoming like basically not a fortune teller per se, but you know, she basically just becomes someone that can kind of see into the future, and she knows what will happen, and so she tries to stop and prevent things from happening, from certain things from happening, for example, like somebody dying and stuff like that. So very interested to see where this one goes. It is a Sony movie. I mean, to be honest, Sony are releasing a couple of Marvel movies this year, from their universe at least. I mean, Venom 3 is another movie that's coming out a little bit later on this year. And I believe they're doing another one as well, which I can't remember the name. Oh, it's Kraven. Kraven the Hunter is the other movie that's coming out later this year. But Madame Web for me, though, is definitely one that is in my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year, because the trailer to it looks amazing. I just hope and pray that when this movie does come out, I believe it's coming out in February, I believe, then I'm just hoping and praying that the movie is as good as the trailer plays out, because I'm going to be one very disappointed guy if I end up turning on my my camera here and saying this movie was a load of crap. I will be disappointed.
Number 3.
Just my imagination with me. Ah. Cause it's just my imagination. Do you want to know something, right? There's a couple of movies that are coming out that are based on imagination this year, okay? And no, I'm not talking about Barney the Dinosaur. That movie is still in the works, by the way. When's that movie coming out? Does anyone know? I mean, will I be in my 30s by the time that film comes out? Because seriously, I want to watch Barney the Dinosaur on the big screen, okay? I'm just putting it out there. But there is a couple of movies that are coming out in 2024, which are based on imagination. The first one is a movie which has got Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell in it, called If, which stands for Imaginary Friend. Which is a family-friendly movie. I believe that's coming out sort of in like mid-2024. But we have got this movie though, which by the way is not so family-friendly. This one is more of a horror-based movie by the people who brought you Night Swim, Megan, and probably The Conjuring, The Nun, and all those other movies. That's right, I'm talking about Blumhouse Pictures and or Blumhouse Productions, and they're bringing you the movie Imaginary, which involves a bear called Chauncey. Like, you know, I mean, the trailer does look pretty decent. I mean, you know, they use this song, which I just sang a minute ago, Just My Imagination. And to be honest with you, it's also a song that I added onto my Spotify liked playlist after I saw the trailer to this, because I was like, that is actually a really decent song. But in the trailer itself, though, it's played a bit more eerily than the actual song is. But anyway, but that's not the point, though. The point is I am really looking forward to this movie. It'll be very interesting to see where this movie goes. So I am looking forward to watching this one. It is up there in my top 3 most anticipated movies of 2024. Please, Blumhouse, don't let me down on this horror movie.
Number 2.
At number 2 is, once again, another horror movie, which is coming out later in 2024. I believe this is actually coming out in September 2024. Following the success of last year's installment, Saw X, we're now getting Saw 11. And obviously, this is the only poster that we've actually got for Saw 11 at the moment. We haven't actually got an official poster for it at the moment, which is a shame. But hopefully later this year we'll have a bit more of an official poster, and when I get around to talking about the movie, once I've seen it later in the year, then I will definitely put the official poster next to me for you guys to see as well. So, but what I can say though is I really enjoyed Saw X last year. It was actually in my top 20 best movies of 2023 last year, Saw X, and it's safe to say that, of course, following how good that movie was last year, I'm really hoping and praying that Saw 11 is going to be the same level, like in terms of great, than what Saw X was last year. So, and Saw X, I'm not going to lie, I think I've seen that movie probably around about 3, maybe 4 times since it's came out. And to think that came out back in September last year, and you know, and yeah, and here we are like in January 2024, and I'm there going, I've watched this movie more than 3 or 4 times. So that just shows you how good that movie was for me anyway, and how much I really enjoyed it. So with Saw 11, I can't wait to see whether Tobin Bell returns, whether his assistant, I believe her name's Amanda, whether she comes back for Saw 11 as well. And what traps and what games has Jigsaw got this time around for his victims? I mean, that's the other thing as well. And how gory will they make this one compared to Saw X?
Number 1.
Do you want to know something? My final 3 most anticipated movies of 2024 does seem to be horror related. I do apologise, but I mean, to be honest with you, the final one, at number 1, is Terrifier 3. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I mean, doesn't the artwork, doesn't the poster look absolutely horrifying already? I mean, it's literally Art the Clown with people's faces on Christmas trees, you know? I mean, it's in cartoon form, so, you know, that's fine. But, I mean, imagine if that was actually a real photo, though, like a real poster. You know, that'd be more scary. But Terrifier 3, though, I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed Terrifier when that came out back in 2016. It's a shame that I only discovered Terrifier during the pandemic. It was only when my friends introduced me to the Terrifier franchise that I actually really started getting into it, and I really enjoyed the Terrifier movie. And then obviously Terrifier 2 came out a couple of years ago, and again, really fantastic movie, very gory though, so you know, if you are quite squeamish, if you're not really good with blood or guts or anything like that, then yeah, this movie is not going to be for you. But for me, though, I am looking forward to it. Not going to lie, though, there have been some rumours circulating saying that there is going to be quite some controversial moments in this film, which is going to be quite interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see whether my rating is going to be quite high for this one, or whether it's going to be quite low, depending on how controversial this movie actually gets. I mean, if Art the Clown actually does end up killing kids in this film, no, that's it. I'm done. But obviously, you know, what I will say, though, about this movie is I really am looking forward to seeing where the story goes. Obviously, we do know that, you know, I think we're starting to see kind of a story being set up for Art the Clown, and obviously the other characters, which is Sienna and her brother as well. So it'll be kind of interesting. There's a lot of theories out there to say that maybe Art the Clown is Sienna's dad. That is a rumour. I mean, that is a theory. I mean, just look back at Terrifier 2, okay? If you see Terrifier 2, you can kind of see where that theory comes from, and it kind of makes sense. So whether they actually follow that idea with Terrifier 3 going into Terrifier 4, because there is going to be a 4th movie being made at a later date, then it'll be very interesting to see. And I do believe Terrifier 4 will be the final movie in the Terrifier franchise. But, you know, they might as well make 4 movies out of this and then end it there, because if you keep the franchise going for too long, it could become rather stale. And that's it. I mean, that is my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2024. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there is so many other movies that are coming out in 2024, which I can safely say that I am really looking forward to. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, there is a Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 film coming out a little bit later on this year. Actually, I believe it's coming out next month in February. So as part of my movie wrap-up video, you guys are going to see me talk about Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, okay? Because I am going to sit down and watch it. Of course, I'm going to sit down and watch it. I mean, this film's got a bigger budget than the first film, and there might be some more blood and more gore, and might be more killings from Winnie the Pooh, and I can't believe I'm saying that, because honestly, even 1 year later, it sounds a bit weird that I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh killing people. But I should also mention as well, before we do wrap this video up here, that obviously January 1st was Public Domain Day, which means that there could be some characters which are available for the public to use the rights for. And believe it or not, Steamboat Willie, which is the original Mickey Mouse, shall we say, has now entered the public domain, and it didn't take long for people to get their hands on that character and make a horror game out of him, and there's already 2 horror movies based on that character that is going to be released. I believe they might be released either later in 2024 or they might be released within the next year or so. One of them is actually bizarrely called Mickey's Mousetrap. So if that movie comes out later this year, I'm definitely going to be watching it, and I'm definitely going to be reviewing it as part of my movie wrap-up episodes. And also as well, let's not forget, later this year as well, you guys can expect to see another Smile movie as well. The horror movie Smile. Remember that film came out? Well, the sequel to that film comes out a little bit later on this year again. It should really be in my most anticipated films of 2024, but I only had 10 to pick out from, so that's it. That really is it. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. What are you guys looking forward to watching on streaming services and in the cinemas later in 2024? In terms of movies, not TV shows, in terms of movies, okay? Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. As always, love to hear from you guys. And as always, if you are new around here, you like what you see, then feel free to hit that subscribe button to become a Stevo. So that is it from me. My next YouTube video will be out on Friday this week, which will be Friday the 12th of January 2024. 4 PM UK time. It is going to be a YouTube video with me talking about all the movies that I've watched in the past week, and at the moment I've only watched 3 movies this week, so could be a short movie wrap-up episode this week, who knows. But anyway, from me though, it's goodbye, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again in my next YouTube video.